Now, we've featured a host of ride-sharing topics that can spark anything from outright fear to complete anger and outrage. Today is going to be the latter. What up, folks? Once again, it is your boy Tim with another ride-sharing video. Now, this one just makes yours truly angry as possible. We've often talked about Dara Khosrowshahi, the CEO of Uber, but the lie that is told in this article, I'm going to invite all my veteran drivers in the comments. Let me know. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Do you believe the shit you are about to hear? Now, this comes from an article titled, Uber CEO balks after a reporter tells him the cost of his 2.9-mile Uber ride. Oh my God, wow. That is the response Dara Khosrowshahi will give. Listen to the details. Now, this is about a ride that was only 2.9 miles. Now, being candid, it happened in the nation's largest city. We're talking about in New York. However, listen to the price. Now, the editor of Wired magazine went to meet with Dara Khosrowshahi on New York's West Side. When he actually got in contact with Dara Khosrowshahi, he asked him to try to estimate how much the 2.9-mile trip cost the editor. Obviously, if somebody's asking you how much this trip costs, you already know it probably costs a fortune. 2.9 miles. You could walk that distance. Dara Khosrowshahi, seeing the trap, estimated the trip would cost $20. Turns out the actual cost was $51 and some change, $51.69. 2.9 miles, less than 3 miles of riding in an Uber costs $51.69. But wait till you hear how Dara Khosrowshahi responded, the CEO of Uber. This is what just simply not only boggles the mind, but should piss off any driver, knowing the truth about fares and earnings and things like that. Now, when he told him it cost $51.69, Dara did respond with the, oh my God, wow. But he tried to deflate, or better yet, he tried to, deflect it to something else. But here is the kicker. In addition to the $51.69, and it did include a tip according to the editor stated that he had originally tried to book the trip earlier and it was actually $20 higher. So that 2.9 mile trip was going to cost him $70. That needs to be explained. That in the cab taxi days, there was no way that would ever happen in hell. There was just no way in hell that would ever happen. But here is how Dara Khosrowshahi tried to deflect and turn this away. He basically chalked it up to surge pricing. No surprise, obviously there's going to be some surge pricing if a 2.9 mile trip costs $70 or $51. But listen, there's more. The editor stated, it's 10 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. It's not like the president is in town. Why the hell is it costing so much? And Dara began the bullshit. Everything is more expensive. Inflation has become a part of our everyday life. Dara Khosrowshahi responded, with Uber, listen to this, the vast majority of your fare is going to the driver. Earnings per week are up 50% over the past 4 years. Damn. Because that is the cost of time and the cost of labor. I think that is a positive. Obviously, any driver that's been engaging in rideshare, certainly anybody that's been driving over the last 4 years, know that that is flat out bullshit. That is flat out a lie. Earnings over the last 4 years have increased by 40 to 50%. In reality, the truth is probably around the opposite of that. Earnings have dropped around 40 to 50%. And in addition to that, there was a study done that this article continues on to state that with both Uber and Lyft, the rates for passengers between 2018 and 2021 have increased by a whopping 92%. The average cost of a trip for a passenger between 2018 and 2021 has increased by 92%. I want to present this to you not only for the bullshit in Derek Costashawi, the CEO of Uber, in regards to his statement, but this is also, going to both my drivers and my passengers who are often in the comments fighting against a minimum wage for Uber drivers, suggesting that, well, if you give the drivers a minimum wage or a few more benefits, it's going to increase the cost and people are not going to want to take a trip. Fact is, people are still taking trips, even with the 92% increase. Another issue is 2018 to 2021, when those rates allegedly increased by 92%, very few, if any, cities in America, very few markets, ride-sharing markets in America, had given drivers a minimum wage. In fact, during 2018 to 2021, rates were steadily dropping for drivers and then skyrocketing for passengers. So the notion that if drivers get paid more, Uber or Lyft are going to raise the prices, here's a perfect example to show prices have been going up for passengers and the pay to drivers have been going down. They're going to fucking raise the prices no matter what the hell the driver makes. 92%. Nobody's getting raises between 2018 and 2021 to justify Uber and Lyft raising their rates by 92%. They're going to find ways to raise the rates for passengers no matter what the hell the drivers are getting. Don't ever let someone tell you as a driver or even as an employee in the W-2 world that you are better off getting paid less than you would if you were paid more. That is what this is all about, and it sucks. But in the comments, let me know, maybe I'm getting it wrong. How many of you out there do believe that the vast majority of the fare that passengers pay is going to the driver? Now, obviously, vast majority could mean anything from 60% to 90%. But vast majority generally sounds at least around 70 to 80% in my humble opinion. It's definitely not 51%. The vast majority of the fare is going to the driver. Is there anyone that believes that? I would encourage all drivers, if you could, if you're willing to, discuss with your passenger, how much did this trip cost you? And if you don't mind, let them know how much you got of that fare. I don't believe anybody out here is getting the vast majority of fares. Now, in this case, 2.9 miles, $51. In the comments, I'll leave it to you guys while I close out the video. $51.69 for a 2.9 mile trip. State in the comments, total guess, talking about the city of New York, how much of that do you believe the driver received out of that $51.69? We don't know what their surge pricing was at the time, but just for shits and giggles in the comments, how much of that $51.69 for that 2.9 mile trip do you believe the driver received? As always, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you folks clicking the like button. Definitely need that. It helps out the algorithms and all of that good shit. See you in the next video.